So anyway, so since I'm understanding that I talk all day long now, Rosh, it's the only way to be. Rosh, there's nothing else to do, guys, except talk more. I understand how it is in life when you're talking more and you feel what you need. But guess what, Rosh, I've been waiting for this moment for a few days now, and I understand that it's much more how I was never waiting, but it's because I understand I'm patient about life, and I've been patient because I've been healing from a sickness in terms of physical sickness of a cold. I had a cold, and I had a cold and flu kind of thing. So I'm understanding either way that if you find yourself outdoors somewhere where it's freezing, then understand that's why. I mean, in a sense, so if you get a cold or physical sickness, then it's because your temperature, either way, pressure your temperature, pressure it's because otherwise you must understand that if you find yourself sick in terms of physical sickness, then it's because either you went too cold or too hot in the moment, and it's because I understand if you find yourself in cold weather somewhere, in terms of the season is cold or something, then it's more likely that you went cold in terms of you went too cold than too hot. I mean, in a sense, so what you need to do is find yourself around better places where you can go and be warmer in a way that you can be warm to make sure that you're never getting sick physically. I mean, in a sense, so the whole point is making sure that if you want to make a difference and you want to do something greater, then make sure you're planning life and you're talking on a camera and you're just doing your life. I mean, be doing your life in different ways and be understanding that no matter what, that sooner than later, you have a better life. I mean, sooner than later. I mean, that's the motto. I mean, the motto is making sure that if you are growing yourself today and you're studying upon art and art forms of life, and you're making sure that you can succeed in different ways, and you're making sure that you have something to recognize your life with, and you're making sure you're saving all your content and who you are, and you're promoting people along the way, and you're uploading Instagram photos, and you're doing something for nothing, and you're just making sure that you're succeeding differently, and you're just somebody with a passion, and you have something of great success, then go and promote yourself also, and realize every single day that if you promote yourself, then you're successful. For those who promote themselves and promote something at least every single day about themselves, then they have a great legacy. I mean, yes, then. But myself, I realize I have 70 years of content to deliver. I realize there's more of that. Approach there's more than that. But making sure that you understand, I have to start somewhere. And because I'm really, really never afraid of life, because I talk so much, I realize that's why I'm understanding that no matter what, that I just go through my content very quickly. I'll go watch some Netflix as well. I deserve some Netflix in my life. And I realize that it's much more how in the past 3 weeks I've been in Sydney over here, and I've been really, really dedicating myself to growing about music production. And because I've been growing with music production for 3 weeks and more, I mean, you must understand how much I've learned over the 3 months. In terms of the previous 3 months in life, I've been learning so much about life. So that is why I'm growing now. I'm growing now more than ever, and I have more success now than ever before. And why is that? I realize that it's because I'm talking to you. I realize it's because I'm talking to you more. And because I'm talking to you more, I realize that's why I'm so successful. Because I have more happening in my life. Because I'm talking more words. I promise you, words is the driver in my life. I promise you, when I speak more words, I have more of a drive. I promise you, it's that simple. I promise you, if you can go and really, really label yourself daily to have all that you need to succeed with, and just make sure that you can go and arrange all your content very quickly, and then focus upon understanding that what you want out of life is to succeed, then understand to just put all your videos together and show people random videos of yourself online. And that way you succeed and you make sure all the time that you're just delivering. And you're delivering content all the time that is helping you and other people. Because that way you must understand that if people love you and if people follow you, then make sure you understand that you're giving them content about you. And that way you always have greater need for success. But if you're understanding that what you need, if you're understanding anything about life and what you need, then whatever you need is a greater life, and that's it. I mean, you have to focus on a greater life for yourself. Because those who have a greater life have always a blissful experience. I mean, they have something that is really, really helping them move forward, because that's how they understand life. And now anybody who understands life understands how to live greater, because if you understand every single day to focus upon something that's helping you move forward, then you're always delivering content. I mean, you're delivering something that's helping you move forward. And that's why you have a greater idea. I mean, the greater idea you have, the better your life is to succeed in different ways. And that way you're understanding that no matter what, that people are just never in it for you. But make sure you understand that if they're in it for you, then beware. I mean, understand? I mean, beware when they're in it for you. Because if they're doing that, then understand it becomes like Jesus Christ's story. Because those people who did kill Jesus Christ were in it for Jesus Christ more than themselves. I mean, you understand? So make sure you understand that. For sure, those people who are those people who are in it for themselves more than other people are people who love themselves. So what you need to do is you need to study upon life differently, and you need to focus upon really, really dwelling upon being a better individual with how you're actually doing anything about yawning, and you make sure that no matter what, that you're just getting ahead of the crowd, and you're making sure that you're tickling yourself sometimes. I mean, go and tickle yourself sometimes. I mean, just tickle yourself and tickle yourself and tickle yourself, and you'll find that you just feel better when you're tickling yourself. I mean, it's very nice to tickle yourself. So if you understand anyway, if you focus upon a greater life for yourself, and you're focusing on making sure that you're coming alive and you're doing something to help yourself, then go and study something and just go and relax and just talk it out. And if you talk it out with yourself, then you're practicing communicational skills in a way that you're learning very quickly upon what's going on, and how you succeed in life is how you actually do life in different ways. I realize, although, that because I'm actually dwelling upon life much better than other people, I can say it's because I understand life much greater. Unfortunately now, because I understand life much greater, I have to focus upon loving my life in different ways. So that's why I'm always loving my life as best as I can. But I focus on just living my life fully to show myself, to show myself more of a focus upon life. So the whole point is making sure that you're giving content, and you're making sure that you're alive and well, and you're making sure that you're delivering something that's helping you move forward, is the whole point of life. But anything that helps you grow is something that helps you to do content. So every single time, I understand when I do content in terms of music production, I'm making sure I'm focusing on music production so much these days, because I now have 4 hours of music that I can play anywhere around the world. And it feels great. I mean, it feels great to be able to do that, because by the time other people make that kind of music happen, I mean, 4 hours times 60 is 240 minutes. I mean, if they create 4-minute tracks over here, I mean, you must understand anyway that 60 minutes is 30 tracks in terms of 20 tracks per 60 minutes. So they have to make 20 and 20, or else 20 times 4, or else they have to make 80 tracks to get to my level. I mean, in a sense, so anyway, I mean, it's a lot of music to be playing. It's a lot of different music. but I am somebody who's really, really, let's say, learning very quickly upon how to succeed much faster than other people, because I'm dwelling upon better communicational skills. And because I'm doing that, I'm focusing on making sure that I'm loving life differently, I'm doing life differently, I'm making sure I'm staying away from the crowd, I'm doing something new that nobody else is doing, I'm making sure I'm going a new way, I'm focusing on my passion, my love for success, I'm making sure I'm different, I'm making sure I have a rest, I'm making sure that way I'm learning very quickly upon how to just do greater. I mean, what's a greater way in life? I mean, a greater way in life is making sure you're successful. And if you find yourself successful, that you're learning very quickly upon something that helps you. Also want you guys to see that there is no other way to success other than talking more words. So those people who are willing to talk more words can also lead a greater life right now. So make sure you understand that if you want to lead a greater life, then you have to be productive, and you have to be, you have to be constantly uploading content, and you have to be doing something around business always. Because my life is consistently around music production and words. My life is just increasing words. Just increase words all day long. That's the most easiest way to live life. You must understand, the easiest way to live life is increase words. Be talking about your life always. There's nothing else to do. But if you're focusing on making sure that you're just successful, and you're learning about studying yourself and other people, and you're making sure you're ahead of the game in what you're doing, then nothing can stop you guys. Nothing can stop you if you're willing to grow yourself. In a sense, but you have to polish the system, and you have to make sure that no matter what, that your system is doing better than other people's. I make sure all the time that my system is working much greater than other people's systems, because my system is something that helps me grow. And because I'm willing to grow all the time in an audio program like this, I'll make sure I'm very successful right now. But I'm understanding that no matter what, that it's much more how I understand what's coming up. But what's coming up is eternity. And that's something that I understand that is the most blissful experience that you can ever have. Because I can see how much I can talk throughout life. That's the most blissful art that I've ever seen in my life. It's just a word thing. It's all these words that you can say in life. And if you can just go and really, really dwell upon that, and you can dwell upon just saying all these words about your life daily, and you can focus upon understanding your life in different ways, and you can focus upon just being yourself in a way that you're learning and you're planning a life that's much greater than other people's lives. That's the best thing. I always have my voice memos somewhere around, so I can always speak to you whenever I need to, so that I can succeed and move forward very quickly is the whole point. I also want to say, guys, that the single most best drink that you can actually have in life is water. Why is it water? Because water, over time, is something that gives you the most energy. Because if you go drinking soy milk only in life, eventually you go so thirsty for water. And if you drink Coca-Cola only, and you never drink water, guess what happens? Then you start to die. Because anybody who never drinks water starts to die. So drink more water, and understand that water over time is the best drink that you can have. Because anybody can live on just water in terms of the drinks out there. Is all you need. Just water is all you need in terms of drinks. You never need anything else other than water. So just drink water and water and water, and with food. Understand? But everything else is colors and flavors and milk and all that. But the water is the best, because the water gives you far more energy than all the other drinks. I realize now for food, food in terms of protein, in terms of plant protein, is vegetables. Vegetables give you far greater energy than fruits. But fruits give you far greater taste than the vegetables. I promise you now, vegetables with spices, that's different. If you understand anyway, that it's equal. Fruits is just as great as a spice you can put on rice or on pasta, for example. I realized that anyway, you must understand to grow. I realize now, since I actually grow, I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly the art of making sure I get ahead of people. So what I need to do today, I realize what I need to do today is I'm focusing on making sure I'm getting ahead of the crowd very quickly by talking more than them. And because I talk more than them, I understand I'm making sure that you understand that very soon I get to go into nightclubs. I get to also do my events over here. I get to do my events at Mounties, and also I have to go and see my biological grandmother and also my biological mother in Austria and Newcastle, in terms of the nice and beautiful Germany and Mostar over there. And anyway, I'm doing better than all that. I realize it's much more how I feel than no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly that I must never scratch myself, because if you're scratching yourself, then you're losing. I mean, never be losing in life. But make sure that no matter what, you have more than enough space and time to do what you need to do to succeed. But if you understand that talking is what you need, I mean, talking every single day, just talk and talk and talk. I always constantly am looking at my phone to give you something in terms of words. Because why? I realize because when I give you more words like this daily, I'm producing more content, and there's more to listen to online, and there's more to do, and there's more to say. Because when I say more and when I do more, I realize that each video that I post online is a great solitude, in a way that is something greater for myself to help you. So anything that's solitude is something that's wary in terms of physical and nice and beautiful spiritual aspects, and you're making sure that you're always learning how to do that. I mean, all you're really learning every single day is learning that no matter what is happening around the world, you understand Jesus Christ's story, and understand that is the only story of your life. I promise you. I promise you, the only story of your life is that there is a better world than this. I promise you. I promise you, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, understand? I mean, just make sure you understand that no matter what, that we're learning very quickly upon what we need to do. But if you want to understand the tip of the iceberg module, I mean, just understand that there is a better tip of an iceberg, and there's something better than the tip of the iceberg over here. I mean, understand? So make sure you understand that every single day, that no matter what we're doing, is we're learning very quickly upon just becoming a star very quickly. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that since I've been going around Australia over here, and I've been doing audio content, and I've been helping myself along the way to succeed in different ways, I've been showing you guys a different way forward, and I've been making sure that you guys have a greater lifestyle, and I'm making sure all the time that I'm delivering something new. And because I'm delivering something new, I'm focusing on a greater direction throughout life to make sure that I'm successful personally, because that way everybody becomes successful. Everybody becomes successful when you yourself recognize your success. So the whole point of making sure that you can do something greater every single day is you must be learning how it feels to succeed without other people. I mean, do you understand? I became so successful without my biological dad around me. I became so successful without the crowd around me. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that's why I'm learning. I'm learning the art of being a student, regardless of how many people there are. I love it. I make sure to always massage myself instead of scratching myself, because that way I learn very quickly upon what I need to do. So as I export content over here, I want to make sure that I'm exporting the final version here, and then I export the nice and beautiful intro version as well. But I just done my dinosaur vocals over here. I done some cleaning up. I'm ready to do my middle version now. I'm ready to do some other aspects of life over here. But my middle version is another 1 hour. So I have 80 minutes and 100 minutes. I mean, that's already 3 hour set. And then I have another 60 minutes and another 30 minutes. So that's already 4 hours and 30 minutes of music I can make in just one dome or just one time. And it's all different sounds, and it's all something different. By making sure I'm showing different nature, I'm showing a different way to communicate. And because I'm learning very fast and effectively about what's happening around the world, I understand how a 6 hour module track to DJ at one time is amazing, isn't it? I'm just beginning to see how much tracks that really is, where you can DJ for 6 hours. I mean, 6 hour DJing session. I mean, wow. I mean, you must understand. And it's your own music. I mean, it's your own music. I mean, something that you made. I mean, it's never other people's music. I mean, if you want to go producing other people's music or playing other people's music, and you place a 6-hour set of other people's music, then guess what? I mean, it's more how you have to give $1,000 to do that. I mean, it's more $1,000 to play all these music tracks that you want to play. I mean, understand? I mean, give more than that. I mean, either way, what's important is understanding that I'm a real music producer. I'm pretty sure there are DJs out there who are just mixing the other people's music. They're mixing other people's music. I'm pretty sure they're playing other people's music. I'm pretty sure they are the DJs, but never really a music producer of their own. And then there is also and then there is the music producer who does produce their own music, but also mixes other people's music. Personally, those are other people. But then there is a music producer also who just mixes their own music and plays their own music. Personally, that's the best category. Personally, the best category in life is mixing your own music and playing your own music, and that's it. I mean, do you understand? I mean, why do you want to go playing other people's music when you can play your music? I mean, be honest with yourself. I mean, make sure you understand that since I'm understanding that, I never play other people's music in nightclubs because other people are playing other people's music. I'm going to play my music. I promise you that the thing about my music is that since I'm very different in terms of how I make music, I make sure always to go and deliver something new, and I'm making sure that I'm just learning along the way upon what to succeed with and what to do life with. I love it. But since I'm 28 still, I realize I'm still learning much quicker and I'm leveling up really. I understand how it was in Melbourne. I realized in Melbourne, I was finding it easier throughout life because I was away from the crowd. But I was also at a time in transition here where I was trying to get away from my biological dad and I was trying to get away from people. And I'm still here, although I'm still trying to get away from other people. I mean, why? I never need them. But yes, I do. I do need other people too. But I never want to be around them. I never want to be around them other than making money off them. Gosh, that's it. I love it. I promise you before, I may have been around you and your company in terms of your school friends and all that for free. But now, I mean, it's more you guys have to come and see me and give me $200 per ticket to see me. I mean, there's a big difference now. I mean, do you see the flip? I flipped the switch. I did flip the switch. I said, no longer do I have to go with you and your high school friends and your co-workers and yourself. I mean, now it's you guys have to come and see me and you have to give me $200 per ticket to see me. I have no interest in you ever. I mean, understand? I'm much more famous than you. I'm much better looking than you. I'm doing greater than you in all aspects of life. I mean, come on, man. I never need to be around you. I mean, unless you can prove it to me. I mean, unless you can really, really show me something about your life that is so much greater than mine, then go ahead. I mean, go and show me. Because that's what I want to see. I want to see your life. I want to ask about your story. I want to give you the helping hand to understand something about my life. I realize when I grow, I'm doing something new all the time. I'm doing something that helps me grow. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I live my life. But if you guys are exporting content that is inside of your nice and beautiful, let's say, FL Studio, that you've done a recording with, and it's in your software, or FL Studio, or digital audio workstation, then what happens is, I realize that the nice and beautiful content that you did record stays inside of your software, even if it's never on your desktop. But if you, let's say, went to somewhere where you did get their vocals, for example, then what you do is realize quickly on, you just go and focus on yourself and make sure you place that content that you are making your music track with inside of your desktop or inside of a folder, and link it to the folder or desktop, and that way it always opens up in your nice beautiful audio workstation. So I'm making sure no matter what, that over here I have to go and upload, and I have to go and also just be able to download my folders over here. So I have to go and understand that I have plenty of folders over here, and I make sure always that you guys deliver content in a way that you're doing greater for yourself. I make sure that no matter what, I open my intro master file, and I have these FLP files, and now I want to be able to create this nice and beautiful FLP file in a zip package file right away. I want to make the file right away, and I want to create that because that way I can open it all the time, and that way I'm much more professional about my music production and what I'm doing now. I mean, wow. I mean, now to remix other people's music, I mean, I could care less about their music, man. I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, I was that guy going up to everybody for fuck's sake and asking them to remix their music. I mean, they fucking never replied to me. I mean, understand about that. I mean, understand. So, yes, I realized that if they never give her an answer, probably if they see a message and then never reply, then they gave you an answer, didn't they? I realized, yes, they gave me an answer, but fuck, I didn't want to be asking them all the time for fucking their music. I mean, I mean now they have to fucking qualify for me, man. I mean, they have to ask me. I never fucking asked them shit. I don't know. I never asked them for anything, man. I mean, they're saying because that way I feel much more than them. I realize that I have people over here, I have people around me who believe that they have some kind of success more than me or something. I mean, they're just lying to themselves. I promise you. Or they're just faking it. I promise you. I promise you, nobody around me has more success than me. Or nobody around me has more success. Or that's how I feel. Or you guys never have more success than me. I promise you, nobody has more success than me. I promise you, Jesus Christ never has more success than me. I mean, the same, but I follow Jesus Christ. I mean, why is that? I mean, why is that? Because I follow Jesus Christ. I'm so good and so smart that I never drop below anything anymore. I just feel this way. I just feel that no matter what, I have so much success. I have eternity in Jesus Christ, in the word I rush it. No matter what, I'm so successful that nobody in this history of this life has been more successful than me. I mean, that's how I feel. I have no shame. I have no shame. I mean, that's just the best kind of talk, isn't it? When you can say nobody in history has been more successful than you. I mean, understand? Because why? Because you're such a great mindset that you can follow the best of the best, and that's it. I mean, who do I follow? I follow the word I only. I follow the word I love I. I have so much success today that nobody in history has more success than me in life. I rush a greater legacy. I have the greatest legacy always. Because I'm doing the most work. I'm doing the most work on the planet now. I mean, how is that possible? I mean, it is. I mean, anything's possible when you say it. I mean, if you fucking truly believe it, it is. I'm doing the most today. Right now, I'm doing the most. I mean, of course I have the greatest legacy in the world. I mean, of course I have the greatest legacy. I'm doing the most work right now. I mean, right now I'm doing the most work. I'm alive. I'm alive and doing the most work. Or else that's how I feel. I mean, do you understand? So, if you want to focus upon living life to the fullest, then what you need to do daily is focus on helping yourself to succeed in different ways, to love your life differently, to make sure that you have a greater way of life for yourself. Because that's the whole point, isn't it? I mean, the whole point is making sure that you have a greater life for yourself, because there's nothing else that you have to do in life other than to succeed daily. Because if you can succeed daily, then you can focus upon your life and also making sure that you're just lifting yourself from the occasion or whatever it is. I mean, making sure that you have more. And have more to life. I mean, be able to recognize your life in a nutshell. I mean, be able to really dwell upon something that helps you to grow in different ways. And because you grow, then guess what? I mean, then you earn money and you earn everything you ever want. Because you have your word I and you're very successful with what you do. And that's what I'm saying. If you just focus on yourself and if you just realize all the time that what I can do here at the AFL studio is I have extra gigs over here. I have an extra way of doing life over here. And because I can go and delete it, I can delete that content right now, and I can make a new FLP file. And because I can make a new FLP file over here, I can go and dwell upon something greater for myself to make sure that I have something more. And because I have something more to give, I'm making sure that you guys can understand what I'm doing right now. I'm making sure that you guys can deliver much greater quality in what you're doing. Because what is greater than a greater life? Approach, it's the word I. Approach, the word I is the greatest word you ever get in life. Approach, that's how it is. Approach, you must understand that no matter what that I feel, I'm just laughing it off. I'm laughing it off because why? Because I feel much more successful than ever before. But if you want to understand something about life, then what you say is true. What you're saying is true, always. There's no lies in this lifetime. If you call yourself the best, then it's because you are the best, and that's it. There's no fucking lie about that. There's no lie when you call yourself the best. I'm the fucking best, always. I'm always the best about life. In a sense, the whole point is look at your cursor when you're making these time markers. So when you're in FL Studio, when you're in FL Studio, make time markers and say 15 minutes and 30 minutes and 45 minutes and 60 minutes and 75 minutes and 90 minutes. When you make these kind of transitions in time markers, save your content and also add finish lines into your content. I promise you, then I just apologize for that. I realize what you do is just never apologize for anything, but just go and really dwell upon saying that you have it better than that, always. I realize if you want to focus upon living your life in a way that you're focusing on making sure that your life is successful, then all you really do is make sure that you're changing the dates in a way that's helping you move forward, and make sure you're adding time markers to see exactly what you need to do to succeed differently. Because what you see about life is making sure that you can go and create the newest FLP files about anything that you need, and that way you're overriding some kind of file, but you're making sure that you have the current file that you need to succeed with, and that way you're progressing forward quickly, and you're making sure anyway that no matter what, the truth can always be seen. You can always see the truth. The truth is what you say it is. The truth is what you say it is. You understand? If you say you're the best, then you are the best. But if you understand anything of the worst nature, then understand the best nature also. Alright, now, because I'm exporting my nice and beautiful content here in different ways, I'm making sure that no matter what, that I learn very quickly upon the art. I'm making sure that I have more than enough always to succeed with. I need to make sure that you guys are always more successful in different ways and endeavors. And I'm making sure I'm lifting my words over here. I'm lifting my different scenarios with my life, because my life force shows me that I have more to give. I have more to say. I have more to deliver. I have more to be every single day. So what I do daily is I focus upon understanding that I want to go and just grow myself with words. I understand it's getting so hot, I realize that I have to go and just dwell upon letting it be in a way that I feel that I need to just go and grow myself. So as I grow, I succeed in different ways. And I focus upon understanding that if you get too hot, then guess what? It's a sign of actual temperature. So guess what? Make sure you understand that you never get too hot. Whereas if you have to take off your shirt or jumper or something like that because it's so hot or you're sweating so much, then make sure you either turn the fan down or turn the heater down, or just make sure that you're living a better life in the process of what you're doing. Just make sure that you have to be in a position of nicely just enjoying your life in a way that you feel all the time that if you're really hot, or else if you're really getting too hot, then take off your jumper and take off your clothing and just go naked in your house, because that way you understand that you never get sick. But make sure you understand that if you're feeling hot, then make sure you're understanding that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly upon what you need to do to succeed daily, because that's all you do. I mean, all you do is succeed and succeed and succeed. I mean, there's nothing else to do. But if you're focusing on making sure that your life is more successful, I mean, then you're just focusing upon making sure that your life is more. So if you want to go and keep your voice, for example, in a documentary, then you can if you want. Understand? I mean, make sure you understand that what's amazing about life is never overwrite your voice. I mean, if you make some kind of color in an audio program or voice over or something like that, then just keep going with it. I love it. I promise you, it's your life. You understand? But if you want to make greater quality, I mean, that's different. I mean, make a greater quality then. I mean, make something that's actually helping you grow. I mean, what helps you grow is what you do. And what you do must be a greater way of life. I'm promise you now, always focus upon understanding that if you're delivering content so much that helps you grow in different ways, then turn on the light, please. I mean, turn on the lights if you're working on your music production. I mean, understand? I mean, if you need to, then make sure you understand that no matter what, that it's more how you get yourself a laptop that has keyboards, in terms of a keyboard, that you can see what you're typing, because I have a Lenovo laptop over here, and I need to get myself a laptop that has a keyboard that has fucking lights on it. I mean, understand? Because I gave $800 for a Lenovo laptop so that I can work on my systems and everything, and they gave me a keyboard that has no lights on it. I mean, and I gave $800, guys. I mean, I gave $800, and either way, there's no complaining, but you must understand it's an $800 laptop and more. And they're never ever giving you a nice and beautiful way of, let's say, having a keyboard so that you can see what you're typing at night time. I mean, either way, that there's no issues, but I'm focusing on making sure that as I deliver content, I succeed quickly in delivering whatever I need. So what I need to do right now is I need to make sure that all my files are exporting in a nice and beautiful fashion over here, and I'm making sure all the time that I'm succeeding in different ways of life quickly, because the only way of life right now is learning, and you need to be learning about life. Alright, now if you learn about life quickly and you learn about making sure that you're delivering that nice and beautiful attitude of your life daily, to make sure that you're doing something for nothing, and you're making sure that you're exporting content where you need to, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're learning quickly upon how to succeed and how to do life greater and what to do and how to do it, and every single day you're learning the art of making sure that you have more than enough to do your job and what you need every single day, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're always getting ahead of the game, and you're making sure that if your computer's dying on you, and if FL Studio is unresponding or never responding to you, then just get the FLP file. So I realized that with my intro over here, in terms of my intro file over here, I realized that I just have to grab my nice beautiful content over here. So I'm making sure that no matter what, that I just go and open the file and I export the nice and beautiful file. And I just export it. I export it in a different way and make sure anyway to deliver something that's new for myself to grow with, and what's new for me is to express myself. And that's it, Babroshi. There's nothing else to do other than making sure that you understand that if it's getting too warm and too cold in your room, then make sure you understand that you quickly have to place on a jumper, because I feel cold skin. So if you're getting too hot, then guess what, Babroshi, then you have to remove your clothing, and then guess what, then you have to put on your clothing again, because then your skin's cold. I mean your skin may get cold, but if your skin gets cold, then beware that if it's getting too hot and too cold in your room, then that's a sign of temperature. So I'm keeping the temperature warm right now, but yes, I realize I can feel the temperature. I mean, always be feeling the temperature around you. I mean, that's all you have to do. So if you're focusing on something greater for yourself, I mean, be focusing on just uploading content as well. I mean, be helping yourself to succeed daily, and just reading all the time and just doing your work is more enough for you. I mean, the sense of what you need to do daily is understanding all the time to speak and speak up and speak up and speak up. I mean, just speak so much content into the world. I promise that's your only purpose. I promise your only purpose is to speak more. I promise there's no other purpose in life. I mean, what's Jesus Christ's purpose over here? I mean, Jesus Christ's purpose is to come to you and to speak to you, and that's it. And to speak more to you. I promise that's it. I mean, that's it. I realize if you want to grow yourself into the best ways of life, I realize then you need to understand how it feels to be successful. I'm pretty sure anybody who feels successful today is somebody who is studying the game of doing it all better. So if you do it all better with yourself, and you understand that no matter what, that you're focusing on making sure that your life is successful in a way that you're learning quickly about what's going on with you, in a way that you're learning very quickly about your life, and you're making sure you're successful, and you rename everything in terms of what file it is, so you never ever have to do anything else other than grab the best kind of light in the planet and succeed with it in a way that you're learning, and then you understand it's Jesus Christ you need, who's the light of the world, because that way you're learning. I mean, you're learning quickly upon just making sure that you're throwing everything at the camera and you're throwing everything at people. I mean, what else is there to do? I mean, you're just making sure you're learning very quickly upon your life. I mean, life is different, isn't it? I mean, why is life so different? I mean, life is different because if you study the game of art, and if you study upon your life to succeed in different ways, then you're making sure all the time that you have a nice and beautiful way of life for yourself to succeed. I mean, succeed in different ways of being and whatever you're doing. I mean, then you're actually focusing on studying yourself in the best ways, and you're focusing on making sure that you have all the comedy that you want, and you're focusing on loving your life in the best ways possible today. I mean, then just make sure you're just throwing all the words into your programs, and just understand that people rather listen to the words than sneezes, and they rather listen to words than coughing and anything else. So just speak words into your program only is what I do. I mean, that way I'm understanding it's much more professional, and I rather do that always. Because no matter what I do, that I realize no matter what I do today, is I'm focusing on making sure I'm much more successful than yesterday. I'm learning to just persuade myself to do better. I realize that as I do better, I focus on something that helps me to grow in different ways, and I'm loving life. I can see it. I can see I'm loving life. But the thing is about life, that if you learn to actually dwell upon something that's helping you grow, then you're making sure that you always have much more of a life ahead of you. Because if you care about your life so much, then care about to speak to people daily upon what you're doing. Because that way you're very successful. I mean, you're very successful in what you're doing daily. And just be nudging yourself in a way that you're communicating very great. And that way you're learning very quickly upon loving your life in different ways, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're uploading your videos here and there online to make sure that you're more successful, because that's what you need to be doing. I mean, you guys need to be able to suspect yourself to be successful much more than other people, and that way you're looking to help yourself. And if you're looking to help yourself daily, then you have all that you need. I love it. Or I always have all that I need, I always have all that I need daily to succeed because I focus on a greater strategy. And my strategy of success is making sure that no matter what, that I speak better in words and wisdom and life. And I make sure that I'm always that kind of individual who does life like that. Because that's all I do. I just make sure every single day I'm sussing out a better way of life. I'm making sure I'm uploading content quickly online. I'm making sure I have more enough success daily, every single day. So what I do all the time is I focus upon love. I see anyway, since I go into my nice and beautiful phone here, I'm setting apart some videos into iComedy and other videos into iMusic and other videos into iLife coaching. So I have 3 folders with life coaching and music production and comedy all together. And then I'm focusing on just delivering content into those folders. I realize I'm just focusing on delivering content into those folders, one step at a time. I love I. But since I do that, I'm always understanding that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly upon how to just connect my videos together and upload it into Mega Drive and then upload it into YouTube, and that's it. I realize now, no matter what I do daily, is I'm learning very quickly upon what I need to do to succeed, but that's more comedy. I mean, I make sure that no matter what, that if you're learning very quickly upon what you need to do to succeed, I love I, then you're actually learning how to grace yourself in front of people. And if you do that, then understand that no matter what, that you deserve it. I mean, you guys deserve to understand how to live life. But if you understand no matter what, that most people are unable to live life because they feel that they are unready to even perform in front of people, and they feel that they are never even deserving to be in front of people to make money because they feel that nobody helps them, and they feel also that nobody understands them. So what you do in daily life is just go slow and just be ahead of the content. I mean, just be ahead of your own content and just never even worry about life, but make sure you're learning from every situation. I mean, make sure you're doing something today to help your life move forward is what it's all about. So since I help my life move forward always, I'm making sure I'm always uploading content online. I'm making sure that what I do today is more success, and I go ahead and just pause content that's online so I can focus upon something greater. So I make sure that no matter what I do today, I'm just getting ahead of the crowd. I'm just focusing on helping myself to deliver content. And because I help myself to deliver content, I'm making sure all the time that I have more than enough of everything that I need to succeed with. I make sure of it. I make sure everything in terms of life, that my nice and beautiful content is working. I make sure that I can go and deliver that content quickly online. And that's it. I just want to get ahead of the crowd quickly. I promise you, I understand how much rejection I went through in life. I went through lots of rejection. And anyway, I still came out better. I came out better than them. I'm doing better than those people. I mean, it's a dream come true to be doing better than your friends from the past. Because they never care about you. I mean, you understand? I mean, you must understand how to actually grow yourself regardless of them. And how to actually pronounce yourself better than them. And how to actually never worry about them in life. Because you have all the success in the world and you're doing much greater than them anyway. So if you're focusing on greater life expectancies where you can grow yourself in different ways, and you can focus on making sure that you're just enjoying life, and then just show people your true colors and who you are in daily life, and that way you're learning very quickly upon what you need to do to succeed daily. I mean, if you're doing that, then I'll make sure that no matter what, it's more about making sure that you are delivering content in the best kind of ways moving forward, and then always testing the nice and beautiful way of life for what you're doing to focus upon strategizing something that helps you grow is what we're talking about. I mean, that's all you need to do. I mean, when you do that, then you understand anyway that you're focusing on helping your life to succeed is what it's all about. I'm always focusing on that aspect of life because that's a dream come true. I mean, a dream come true for me is making sure I'm living life to the fullest. Making sure I'm learning very quickly upon how to succeed differently. And that's why I'm learning. I'm learning the art of game. I'm learning the art of real estate and economics and personal development and life coaching and everything all in one. I still have to go and grab all the best kinds of content. I mean, everything in terms of content that I have is I'm developing. I'm developing new strategies. I'm developing new signals. I love I. I'm developing the newest aspects of life differently. I'm making sure I have all the success in the world daily to live my life. I make sure that no matter what, I'm never getting old. But I'm understanding that my face is also much more mature than yesterday. And I look better. I do look better than yesterday. I do look much more greater as well. I look like I'm at the prime of my life. I understand that nobody else cares about me. I'm understanding, although that's why I'm growing, aren't I? I mean, I never need them to care about me. I mean, but that's why I feel that no matter what, that I just go and grow myself because they need me around. I mean, they need me to be around them, coaching them, I promise you. And that's why I'm understanding either way. That I have a greater purpose. And my greater purpose is just to talk more words. I mean, understand, I'm promise you, there's nothing else to do other than to talk more words. But as I talk more words, I do music production and life coaching whenever I want. I do some writing materials. I make sure every single day, I have more than enough to go and do life greater. I make sure now that since I'm getting ahead of my content over here, I'm making sure that it's time to do some videos as well here and there. And making sure that no matter what, that I can go and dwell upon just giving you content and putting on audio production and showing my video in terms of my face on a video here and there. It actually works out for me. But what's amazing is understanding that if you're willing to help yourself to succeed more on video, then go ahead. I mean, you're never wasting time if you're doing video content. But isn't that the point? Or else, isn't that the point to just produce yourself in a content way where you understand that if it's getting too hot in your room or something, then make sure you just turn off the heater. Turn off the heater and make sure that you're loving your life in different ways and making sure always that you're just quick. I mean, be quick to the toes. I mean, be quick to help people. I mean, be quick about everything today. I mean, there's no other way. I mean, the only way forward is understanding that what you need to do is succeed differently. And if you can succeed differently, then you can understand how to do that. So the whole point is understanding that no matter what you're doing, that you're focusing on helping your life to succeed differently. And you're focusing on making sure that you're just delivering. I mean, you must be delivering something. I mean, you must be delivering some content. I mean, you must be delivering something of great success daily, because that way you succeed. I mean, you succeed differently always. And that's the whole point, isn't it? I mean, the whole point is strategizing around your life in ways that's helping you grow. And as you grow, you succeed. And as you do life, you do more. And as you do more, you find out more. And that way it's all prospering. And as you prosper, you succeed differently, and then you're just making sure that you're learning. I mean, you're learning something about people and how much they never care about you, really. I mean, in a sense, so in that way you understand either way, that you just grow and grow yourself regardless of them. Because that way you understand anyway, that I'm always learning very quickly upon understanding that my life is changing very quickly. I'm changing very quickly. I'm learning very quickly the art of what I need to do to succeed differently. I'm making sure I'm more successful than other people. I have nothing to lose. But that's why I'm here. I mean, that's why I'm learning quickly upon what I need to do to succeed. And I mean, that's why I understand that no matter what, I have more than enough time to do everything now. I mean, why is that? Because I talk through everything. I talk for everything, I plan for everything with my words. I mean, every single time I'm always understanding that the first 10 emails of my nice and beautiful email accounts, I make sure to go and place it into the rubbish bin, for example. And why is that? Because I never need that. I mean, I just need I only. I realize although that if you book an accommodation center somewhere, then make sure that what you do is go ahead and make sure to do yourself a favor and make sure you have a good reputation with all of the nice and beautiful accommodation centers out there, because you can use them. I mean, you can keep using these kinds of ways throughout life to succeed. I mean, if you focus on making sure that your content is much greater and you're focusing on just doing more content in a way that is helping you move forward, probably that's more enough for you to succeed with. And that way you're learning quickly upon what you need to do to help yourself to do better. I mean, do you understand? I mean, there's nothing else to do other than life. That way you're just learning very quickly upon how you can talk greater in front of people, and then focus on massaging yourself rather than scratching yourself. I mean, massaging yourself is much greater. So focusing on understanding every single day, you must be grooming daily and you must be looking great. And you must understand all the time that you be ahead of the game in terms of what's going on out there. Because understand that no matter what, if you're learning very quickly upon life, then you're understanding all the time how quickly you can also succeed. And you're making sure all the time that you have a nice and beautiful way of life over here. So focus on making sure all the time that you look at people and look at why they're promoting other people instead of their faces. I mean, if they're promoting other people instead of themselves, then they look shifty over here, I promise you. I promise you, if people are promoting other people rather than themselves, then those people are shifty to me. I mean, never trust a person who never promotes themselves. I mean, make sure you understand that if you promote yourself daily, then go ahead and understand how it feels to succeed differently and to make sure that you are doing something to help your life to manifest forward a dream or something that's helping you move forward in different ways. And that way you're learning very quickly upon what you need to do to succeed in different ways, and making sure you connect your life coaching videos and post them online right away so it's never in your phone. And that way you understand anyway that you just go and do that and then connect them all together and download it and connect it all together in a better time. And that's how I understand anyway that I'm succeeding differently, and I'm making sure I'm always learning. I'm learning something for nothing. I'm making sure I'm delivering the contents that I need to succeed, and that way I'm uploading to YouTube here and there my content as well. I make sure anyway, as I really understand my life now, I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm never a disgrace. I'm learning very quickly upon how to succeed in different ways very quickly, and I'm focusing on just making sure I'm learning the courage of my life. I'm learning how to persuade myself in different ways. I lay down sometimes, I go somewhere else, I go different ways. I use my portable charger to charge my content in terms of at times. And then I promise you that before bed, I make sure to always check the sides of my nice and beautiful portable charger to see how to place them inside of the nice and beautiful charger systems so that my USB cable can fit in to the electronics so that I can charge my content better. And then I go lay down somewhere. I just go lay down because I've been working. I've been doing a lot of aspects of life over here. And since I've been doing that, I'll make sure anyway that what I want to do is I want to upload my content over here. I want to upload my nice and beautiful tracks over here in terms of what I have. I want to be making sure that it goes online. So what I need to do is I need to pause Mega Drive over here. I need to pause this content over here that they have, just that I have uploading over here. And since I'm doing that, I make sure anyway that I'm learning very quickly upon the art of just being able to just pause all this content. And as I pause the contents, I'm focusing on making sure that I'm doing something greater for myself here. And that way I'm learning very quickly upon delivering a service of information that helps me to succeed differently. And as I succeed differently, I do something that's much greater. I I envision a greater life for myself, and as I do that, I make sure I'm very successful in terms of what I'm doing, because that's the whole point, isn't it? And the whole point is making sure that you can be more successful in what you're doing. And then just go and upload your content and upload your music online very quickly, and understand that you can go and really dwell upon lifting yourself, you can be lifting yourself, becoming in a way that you can be becoming a greater life in the process of what you're saying. So if you're focusing on just delivering content in a way that it's helping you move forward, then just focus upon understanding to upload the MP3 files online first, and that way you have a greater chance to succeed faster. And once you upload that online, then you can always listen to it quicker, and you can focus on your life in different ways. They're saying, but I never need a smoke. I understand that no matter what, I never smoke cigarettes anymore. Catch yourself with everything that you're doing, and then focus on understanding that I see a UFO over there. I see a beautiful UFO, but it's also just one of those planes. It's just a plane, but guess what? I'm pretty sure a plane is a UFO. Understand? Pretty sure what you consider a UFO can be whatever you want it to be. But if you're focusing on making sure that you're sticking to the words of life, and you're sticking to somewhere where you can lay down, you can just talk it up, and you can have a rest if you want. You can go a bit of resting if you want, but the thing is, just upload your content. I understand when you do that, then you have a greater fantasy of actually having a greater life for yourself, and that's the whole point.